glimpse into life at MSNBC. Miranda Mulligan.
I'm not talking about MSNBC. I'm the first in 5 generations of women who does not make clothing for a living. And I've done this talk a couple of times with groups of journalists and stuff like that, and they really care about history and stuff like that. So getting into the details about how my great-great-grandmother was a small-town milliner who paid her passage to America by selling hats. My other great-great-grandmother was a woman's tailor in Brooklyn in the late 19th century. My great-grandmother went to Parsons to learn dressmaking, and my grandmother ran a theater shop for a local theater program in DC, and my mother has made her living in costume production since her college days, and she basically, she works for Disney now doing something crazy badass, and I think we're going to probably put her in the grave working. But I am the black sheep. I don't make clothing. However, I feel like what I do is got a lot of similarities. I've been a designer for nearly 14 years now. About 7 years of that time has been spent in newsrooms. And when I was thinking about how to do this talk, I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm about to go talk to some people that actually have already drank the Kool-Aid on the design thing. So like, how do I talk to them about this? I can't talk to them about the fact that we need design thinking and that we need designers in newsrooms to like save journalism in the context of explaining what designers do. So I'm going to go off script a little bit and just kind of let that run in the background and talk a little bit about some discussions that I've been having recently at some conferences. So when I was taking this new job that I'm in right now, I was at the Boston Globe as of 6 months ago and was taking this new job, and a number of people said, now you're going to be running a thing and people are going to start inviting you to everything. And you're going to have a hard time saying yes and saying no to some things because you actually have to run a thing also, which means you have to be there. But one of the side effects of that is that I get to go and talk to crazy, awesome, intelligent people, and we get to brainstorm, oftentimes till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, about different ways that we can kind of solve problems that I, in particular, still feel very strongly that this has huge implications. Primarily because journalism really matters. Journalism has the effect of the possibility to change the world. However, the brick and mortar journalism in general is getting its ass kicked. I mean, take a look at what Twitter did this week. Twitter basically said, fuck you newspapers, we're doing breaking news now. And that's kind of awesome to me. That means that there is some really serious design thinking going on in that organization. And I think that what we need to do is find a way to infuse more designers and design thinking into news operations so that we can come up with more innovative things, we can come up with better experiences, we can come up with more beautiful artifacts. So John Keefe in the back there and a couple other people and I are trying to find a way to, whether one of the ways to do that is to, like we've done with technologists and engineers, teaching them journalists, do we need to take web designers and teach them journalism? Primarily because, and I'm going to share a small anecdote that John gave me permission to share, while he was recently doing some hiring, he was looking for a web designer and was having a hard time finding people that had both the web design skills and understood storytelling and journalism. Nearly spilled my wine. And when I was at the Boston Globe, I had the same problem. I couldn't find people that had both editorial as well as web making skill sets in the same person. And why this seems kind of crazy, like you need to be able to have both. And then of course he found Louise, and Louise is fantastic. So they're rare people. We need to make more of them. So we're working on a couple of different ideas and stuff like that to find ways to take these web designers and teach them journalism. So we would like to find ways that we can come up with ideas, that we can show these ideas as interactive prototypes, because that actually makes decision making happen faster. This is one of those things that because in news we need to make decisions quickly, we need to be able to move faster, we need to be able to respond quicker. If we had more people that were able to make the internet and especially be able to produce beautiful artifacts of that in news, we might actually be able to preserve something that I personally hold very dear to my heart. And so for the next, 2 days, if you find this to be something that you're interested in kind of helping out with, we're looking for more, champions of this idea, more people that want to get involved in trying to solve this, and we'd love to talk to you about that. Thanks.